Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmy from Emmy Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If it is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, guys, I asked what this reading was going to be about, and good Lord. Good Lord. I heard some stuff. I heard some stuff, and I like how this stuff feels. And so, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and claim this without pulling any cards yet. Right? So, hey, Danielle. Hey, Kel. Hi, Gaze. Okay. Let's get started, guys. I'm getting a feeling off of this. A feelings, nothing more than feelings of love. Okay, I'm getting some feelings. Okay, I got some vibes. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna start pulling cards. So, 2 stacks. This is a stack we're going with. This is the stack we're going to use to clarify if anything needs clarification. Okay? Woo! I'm feeling something. I'm feeling some kind of way. Okay. Ooh. You guys, something massive is shifting. Complete seriousness now. Whatever is shifting, it's making way for best case scenario to come through. Okay? It's making way for whatever is the best case scenario for you, and you just really got to let yourself flow with it. Just really flow with it. Have some trust. Trust. I got some trust issues. Does that count? And one final deck. I feel strongly that I need to add this deck into it. Okay. Oh, by the way, Aunt Shell, I got your email. Sorry, I haven't responded. I've been responding to people in my head. Okay. I mean, you know how I be, girl. Ooh. You know how I be. Hold on. Yo, I need to just okay. Relax. Allow. Allow. Okay. Supercharge the truth. Supercharge the truth. Let me stop. Okay. Let's get started for real. I just needed to do something funny for myself for a moment. I'm excited. What is this going to be? Let's get started. All right. Ooh. Okay. Bitch. For real. Baby cakes, wake up. It's time to work. Baby cakes. Am I assessing these cards accurately? Yes. Am I wrong in my feeling of what these cards are telling me? No. Okay. Okay. This is a serious reading. So something happened that you didn't initiate. You didn't start this. Whatever this shift is, it was not intentional. It is something that is happening because it's almost like this sense of creator itself is stepping in and making the different changes that are necessary to allow for what is in your best interest to happen. Okay? So, again, you did not initiate this. Okay? This is not something that you did something wrong, you messed up, you made a misstep, or any of that. No, it's none of that. Okay? Something has been trying to prevent the fulfillment of whatever it is that creation already had planned for you. So there were some plans, there were some things that were destined, and some just really, really obnoxious energies, really obnoxious attempts. Um, and I don't think it's attempts by other humans. I feel like whatever these attempts are, they are from things beyond human comprehension, right? So there are things that are really, really trying so hard to skew your journey in such a way that destined events don't take place. And God is like, I'll cut a hoe. I'm serious. I'm serious. God totally was like, I will cut a hoe. I will cut a hoe. Boundaries. Boundaries are being reestablished, right? These dark deeds, dark intentions. They're definitely, whatever these things are, whatever is happening to you, whatever your circumstance is, um, it's being overridden by by God, by creator, right? It's being overridden. I'm not even joking. It's totally being overridden, and you need to stay the course, is what I hear. Stay the course, be steadfast, hold the vision. Again, confirmation. Something is really trying. It's a very upside down type of magic, a very upside down type of um being, intention, desire. Something, someone does not want you to succeed, does not want you to have peace, does not want you to have justice. And God, again, creator, is like, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, yeah. God is like, no, we cutting you out. We are cutting you out. You're out, not you. Whatever this malicious, malignant intention, malicious, malignant energy, mm-mm. It's definitely this sense of something stepping in on your behalf. That's being greenlit by creator itself. Something is stepping in on your behalf, and it's trying to ensure that everything continues in accordance with what you are destined to experience, to have, to be given, to create. All of these really beautiful things, right? Like really seriously beautiful things. You have to be mindful. You have to be very aware of all of the various attempts to convince you that the goodness is not coming. The goodness is not going to be delivered to your door. That you don't deserve whatever creation has already decided is strictly for you. That's a lie. Do not believe that. Hold your vision of what your soul is showing you needs to happen, what your soul is showing you will happen for you, right? So you're stepping into a space of power. You're needing to very consciously create the next part of this circumstance. You need to be very mindful of how, whatever these surprises are, um, don't allow yourself to remain in a space of a negative perception. Do not allow yourself to enter into a space of like, oh my God, everything that I worked for, it was all for nothing. No, 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 no. Whatever this shift is, whatever the surprise is, no matter how negative, it is working in your favor. Okay. It is working in your favor. You have to make sure that you invoke protection. What are you needing protection from? The intrusive thoughts. You need to make sure that you don't allow anything to get you very upside down in your passion, very upside down in your perception of what exactly is being done on your behalf, right? You need to. You need to not just have faith, but enter into a space of knowing whatever these changes are, whatever the surprise is, whatever the unexpected event, unexpected development, complication, however you want to look at it is in your favor. Ultimately, it is in your favor. Ooh. Ooh. All right. This. Mhm. All right. Emotions are running high, but it's in reverse. So something definitely wants to create a lot of distortions in the way you see whatever circumstance you're dealing with. And it's trying to get you into a space of being very emotional. Emotions on its own is really not it's really not something that's negative, right? Allowing yourself to feel emotions can be something very, very positive. But when you allow the emotions to get wildly out of control, that can distort the way you see things. Emotions are running high, but again, it's in reverse. So that's telling me um, you need to make sure, you really, really need to make sure that you don't allow your emotions to get the best of you. You're very close to achieving your goal. Whatever this is, it's almost like not being able to see the sky through the canopy of trees. Um, and, not really knowing what direction you're headed, but just having this tremendous urge to travel in a specific direction and giving yourself permission, allowing yourself to travel through the spaces that you need to travel through is really important. Once you allow yourself to do this, I mean, for some people, it's going to seem as though you're traveling blindly. No, right now, what you need to work on is developing gnosis, a knowing that you are being guided in the right direction, that you are being prompted to make the decisions, to accept the changes in such a way that it benefits you. Okay. So you really need to make sure that you calibrate your perception of whatever it is that you're needing to be aware of. You need to really make sure that a lot of what's happening right now is calibrated in such a way where you can see that this is something I don't understand fully, but I feel in my heart wholeheartedly this will benefit the task at hand. The end result is that it will be beneficial to whatever it is, whatever goal I have set. Um, It's time to release negativity. And I think for many of us, um, it's hard to release negativity. We get so accustomed to thinking and feeling that the negatives in life are really all there is, because that's all we allow ourselves to be aware of. It's very common. It's very common to do that. It's very, very common to do that, to simply be aware of the negatives and lose track of the positives. And so when complications arise, um, when surprises occur, we just knee jerk reaction. Oh my gosh, everything I worked for has just gone down the drain. I don't think so. I don't think so. You have to be bold and make the first move, right? You have to be bold and make the first move. And a lot of this boldness, this first move that has to be made, is really making a decision to allow yourself to connect with soul. Communication is key. You need to allow soul to communicate what is necessary for you to know during this period. It is very important. Hold the vision. Remain focused on the task at hand. Hold the vision. Remain focused on the task at hand. A major surprise works in your favor, but it will only work in your favor if you don't fight it, if you don't begin to distort whatever this shift in trajectory is meant to do. The moment you begin to doubt, the moment you begin to fight your process, the moment you begin to fight your own soul, I mean, you start to affect the trajectory of where your soul is trying to lead you. And so if you do that, um, if you do it enough, if you are a projector, if you are someone who has elevations in your manifestation ability, I think a lot of what's going to happen is you're going to affect the outcome. Okay. So you have to rest in the fact, you have to allow the knowing that you are good enough, that you can actually make this happen, that your intentions have been set, your goals have been heavily considered. And if you haven't done those two things, you can do those two things now. Just because you haven't done it in the past does not mean you can't do it now. Do it now. Set the intention, right? Set the intention, focus your intention, be very, very clear in what your objective is. And if you can do that, whatever is trying to stop you, all right? Prosperity lies ahead, but it's in reverse. Bull, ball. Demonic shit is trying. Uh, no, I'm serious. Um, there's demonic stuff that's been trying. The people who have a very elevated purpose, demonic things have been very heavily tracking your progression. They've been very upset about the way you're progressing, the way your confidence is increasing, the way your submission to soul is further ripening. You are further allowing. You are allowing yourself to receive. You are allowing yourself to let go. All these really beautiful, powerful processes. They don't like that. You know what I say about this? If a demonic something doesn't like what you're doing, that's too fucking bad. I said what I said. That's just too bad, isn't it? Okay, Baal. You don't like it? Okay. You go ahead and pick someone else to pester then. Because you hold no dominion here. You guys want to hear something? So, a lot of people don't realize this. I'm not a tarot card reader, right? I do ClairTarot readings, which is where I use cards to focus my clairvoyance, my clairsentience. Um, I just use cards for focus, right? My actual specialty, aside from morphogenetic recalibration, standing scalar wave reprogramming, repatterning, my actual specialty is demonology. It is. Um, and one of the things that people don't know is that before the fall, a lot of these demonic principalities, before they became corrupted by Shaitan, they actually were worshipped by ancient peoples, ancient cultures. And Baal was once known as the god that controlled the weather. It was the rain god, right? Um, and that was a very important thing for ancient peoples because really it's the rain that ensures their agricultural effort would be fruitful, would be successful. And so before the fall, um, before the corruption occurred, people, ancient peoples from ancient cultures, ancient civilizations, they in fact worshipped Baal. And again, he was what is now referred to in the music industry as the Rain Man. 100% at 12, 21, 22, 24, 43. Uh-huh. The Rain Man. Mhm. Yeah. I believe it was Jay-Z that said on Rihanna's track for Umbrella, um, Rain Man's back, something about Little Miss Sunshine, referring to her as Little Miss Sunshine, right? Ah, yeah. So why am I bringing this up? Well, because whenever you experience a storm, whenever you experience the inclement weather of life, who do you think is trying to access you? The Rain Man. And how do you think that's going to work out? Well, if you've planted your seeds, the rain does nothing but water them. There is no reason for you to fear. There is no reason for you to think that just because it's raining, like life is raining down on you. Oh no, everything's broken. Everything's this. Oh, my plans. No, 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 babe, babe. It's a trauma induced accretion cycle. Why do you think demonic things are still allowed to exist? They serve as the impetus for your growth. They still serve a purpose. Yes, their intentions are malignant, malicious, oh, maltreatment, ooh, distorted, whew, chaotic. Oh my God, right? It's irrelevant what their intention is. What you do with the actions is what will determine whether the outcome is beneficial for you or not. I'm telling you. I serve as living proof for this. No, I don't work with demons. They don't like me. They don't. Yeah, no, demonic things really don't like me. And I'm like, bitch, I don't care. I don't care. You don't like me? Do something. Try it. You better make sure you got a couple friends with you. Because I don't like demonic things either. It's reciprocated. That feeling, that disdain, it's reciprocated. Every single time something demonic accesses someone who has access to me and uses them to create drama, inclement weather in my life, you know what happens? My garden grows even more. Oh no. I don't start pulling out tarps to prevent the water from reaching the seeds that I've planted. No, 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 absolutely not. I allow things to occur naturally. And as the rain is falling, I'm contemplating how I'm going to use this to further ripen my understanding of what I need to do next for the next part of my journey. Now, I understand my logic is not a very common logic. To me, it's common sense. And as my husband reminds me consistently, what's common sense for me is not common at all. Because usually when demonic things are involved, people are freaking out. And I'm just like, bitch, what goodness are you preparing me for? I'm going to kick your ass. I am. But I mean, like, what goodness is about to come? What is it? What is it? Tell me, tell me. You don't want to tell me? Okay, I like surprises anyways. It's fine. Right? I don't have no fear of that. I did before. I am not going to sit here and talk as though, oh, I'm so fearless and I'm so badass. And no, they used to fuck with me really hardcore, especially when I was a child, as a young adult. Um, yeah, real bad. I used to have night terrors and all of that. Now I'm just like, bitch, you want to play? Do you want to play? We can play. You don't want to play? Too fucking bad because now I want to play. They don't approach me, They don't approach me. Why? Is it because I'm badass? I'm absolutely not badass. I'm absolutely not badass. Mm-mm. I am what you call properly prepared for my purpose. Properly prepared for my purpose. I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know it will always work in my favor because I live with integrity. I am focused. I am willing to take the instructions of soul and apply them in the way that soul asks me to apply it. And really, that's all you need, right? Ooh, yes. And this right here. I saw a meme that said, if you want peace, why do you teach me to fight? The teacher responded, better to be a warrior in the garden than a gardener in a war. Mm. I will share that a lot of my preparation for this part of my journey was not something I asked for. It was something that I simply received. It was not something that I sought out and tried to learn. I didn't go into books to learn all of this information. I did not set out to be a demonologist, an exorcist, or any of those things. No, my life itself prepared me for this. It's part of my purpose. All of the information that I know about all of the principalities, it comes from firsthand experience. Mhm. Firsthand experience. My knowledge as a parasitic extractor, specializing in that field, trailblazing that field of very intense, very advanced energetic work, it comes from my life experiences. Am I telling you this to illustrate how amazingly advanced I am? No, I'm telling you this so that you can begin to understand and accept your life is preparing you for the greatness that you were designed to fulfill. No one taught me any of the things that I know. Nobody. I did not learn it from books. Nobody taught me. I had to learn in order to understand why soul was telling me that I am not to be afraid. I had to understand the things that are happening right now. The reason you're afraid is because you don't understand, because you are not aware, because you don't have previous experiences. It is not uncommon for my students to begin my programs feeling afraid of parasitic things, feeling afraid whenever they're attempted on. Access is attempted. They're afraid. They work with me long enough, they stay in my academy long enough, they no longer afraid. They're just like, oh God, again, I'm gonna have to clear that. And I'm like, yeah, do it, boo. Do it. Do it, boo. Fuck shit up. Let them know. You play games with me. I like games. I like to play the games. I play rough though. I play very rough. Don't play if you can't handle it. That's what parasitic things know about me at this point. That's what they know about me at this point. I'm willing to play. You know, it's like when you get bullied for long enough and you're no longer willing to accept the bullying. So something kind of just shifts inside you and you begin to fight back. That's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. One day I just stopped being afraid. I just stopped crying and being terrified. And I was like, you know what? Try it. Try it. I wish a motherfucker would. That's what happened one day. Mhm. Yeah. And I still remember the day I decided to shift that. It was early spring of 2014. We were in an RV park, I believe in Tennessee, and the RV park was surrounded by all of these trees. It's like a little, um, I want to say Adler forest. Let's see, Adler. Hey, what is going on? Adler trees or alder. Alder trees, Adler. Yeah, I think that's the tree. Alder trees. Yep. We were in that type of, I guess you could say, forest. And it was super, super late at night, maybe 2 in the morning, something like that. And I was woken up because while sleeping in the RV with the doors locked, um, something ripped out my eyelashes. It even lifted my eyelid off of my eyeball. It ripped out a section of my lashes. And as I woke up and sat up, it punched me in the mouth. A completely unseen thing. And if you guys are not aware, even when you have the stabilizing leveling jacks down on an RV, the RV still shakes. Anytime someone walks or moves, it shakes it a little bit. You can feel movement. There was no movement. And my husband was sleeping, and he does not thrash around when he sleeps. And I know I didn't imagine that because I had a section of lashes that was missing, and it split my lip open and I was bleeding into my mouth. And it was at that point I was like, you know what? Try it again. I'm going to fuck your ass up. I'm done. Didn't try it again. I promise you that. I know, super rude. And my lashes were so lush back then. Oh my God. It was just ridiculous. Luckily, I didn't have extensions because that would have been, oh, fucked up. They were just my lashes. They were extra plush. You guys, the things that you go through are preparing you for what you need to do. Not everyone is designed to be an exorcist. That's okay. That's okay. But you are designed for something specific, and everything that's happening in your life is preparing you to fulfill whatever that specific thing is. Whatever is shifting right now, it's a surprise to you because you didn't understand what it was. You did not see the signs that something was about to be shifted in your favor. So it's going to leave you questioning. It's going to leave you feeling as though, like, what's happening? Oh my God. Are all my plans failing? No, they're not. Your plans are being shifted because you need these changes to experience higher degrees of success in whatever it is you're doing. Okay. Be careful of assuming that you have no choices. You absolutely do have choices. There are choices that are needing to be made. And these choices pertain to how you will receive all of these different things that are happening. When you allow yourself to be upside down in your perception of what life is trying to show you, then the way you see other people and their place in your life is also going to be upside down. You're going to begin to feel as though nobody understands, nobody gets it, nobody cares, you don't have anyone. Um I don't want to be the one to kind of low grade gaslight you into thinking you don't know yourself. You know yourself to a certain degree, right? You know yourself to a certain degree. And if that degree of self awareness is insufficient, then you're going to need to put a little bit more effort in getting to know whatever it is you need to know about yourself. That's all that means. That's all that means. We have to exit out of the space of self blame and, all of those different things. There's no point in blame. That's a huge waste of time, whether you're blaming yourself or you're blaming other people. Blame is just such a huge, huge waste of time. There's no point in doing that. Blame does not benefit you any. What can benefit you is cultivating an awareness of the ways in which the options you chose led to an outcome you didn't like, and how you could have chose differently, that there in fact were other options that could have been selected that could have led you to a more favorable outcome, a more favorable result, something that you would have preferred, right? So you have to let go of all these different programs that have been running in your thoughts. These programs most likely are incepted thoughts. Do you guys know what thought inception is? So, I'm more than just a demonologist. I'm also aware of etheric psychological games that are played, energetic psychological games. The way these games, these mimicry tactics, it's very parasitic activities. Um, the way it affects someone's psychology, especially when they're unaware. A large portion of people that I've worked with that have gotten the diagnosis, official diagnosis of schizophrenia. Now, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a mental health professional. Um, the people that I've worked with that have schizophrenia, they're actually not schizophrenic. They're highly gifted. They're highly gifted. It's it's one hell of a task to make sense of your gift when no one in your environment understands and identifies you as gifted, and instead is so focused on simply labeling you with um, pathology, disease. And you guys can read up on this. Once upon a time, not so long ago, tribal spiritual leaders the spiritual leaders in tribes and nature-based nations. Uh, One of the ways they would um, locate potential acolytes, potential um, apprentices, is by the fact that they had schizophrenic episodes. That was an identifying factor. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. And the thing is, I know they're not schizophrenic because as I'm talking to them in a personal session and they get quiet, I'm like, don't listen to that. That's not your thought. You're not imagining it, but that's not your thought. And they're like, you can hear it. I can. That's something outside of you. It's trying to trigger old traumas to rise to the surface to destabilize you. Don't listen to that. When you hear it, get angry and tell it, don't talk to me. I know you're not inside my head. The amazing thing is these people stabilize. They become very, very stable within their lives. They no longer have those episodes. That's not to say no schizophrenia is real, right? But genuine pathology based schizophrenia, a diseased mental state schizophrenia, that's not as common as people think. It's not as common. Yeah. Um, you have to allow yourself to recognize just how powerful you are, just how gifted you are, and that there are things that are really fighting to prevent you from better surrendering to the instructions that your soul is giving you. Parasitic things are extremely intelligent. Once you become familiarized with the modus operandi, the MO of parasitic things, and you figure these things have been alive, these consciousness essence, these energetic beings have been alive for eons, thousands upon thousands of years, cultivating, specializing techniques, skills that will facilitate the successful access and feeding off of something else's energy. Very intelligent. They're not how Hollywood portrays at all. Yeah, exactly, Shemin Renee. They classify you as delusions, hallucinations, disorganized speech. Um, mm, I'm thinking of how deeply to share. I've known quite a few psychologists in my life, like actually licensed therapists, um, psychologists. I've known people who specialize in various fields of psychology. I think the most powerful thing that um, I've been told by multiple psychologists, crazy people don't think they're crazy. I've been told by multiple psychologists that I need to stop reading the DSM-5 to try and identify with pathology because I have no pathology that exists. I do, however, have a very unique skill set that gives me access to levels of awareness that are not understood even by psychology specialists, because I was convinced I was crazy. I could hear things, I could see things, I knew things. Just because you're not exposed to the appropriate information, the words that will help you to better understand so that you could look things up. For example, I used to think I was crazy because there's this weird thing that I used to do, and I couldn't control it because I was very afraid of it. And it was this weird thing. Come to find out, that weird thing is actually called bilocation. um, that's a very specific skill. You can cultivate it, where you go ahead and fractionate your consciousness and project that consciousness into a different time or space. Not many people can do that, but it can be cultivated. Whenever you guys see me doing past life readings, um, you can witness in real time me placing myself into a certain degree of trance state very easily, very quickly, because I have ADHD and dyslexia. And that gives me control over my consciousness in a way that most people can't do. You can see me put myself in a trance state, fractionate my consciousness, and I'm projected somewhere else. I used to think I was crazy. I was convinced that I was crazy. Why do I know so much about psychology? Well, because I thought I was crazy. And so for a period, I wanted to major in psychology. That's how that works. Yeah. Little did I know. I was simply doing bilocation. And as I lost my fear, I began to cultivate that skill. And then there was a period where, God, I was just so afraid to go to sleep because the dreams were so intense. So intense. They're so scary. I would wake up shaking. I couldn't stop shaking. And it was this thing of like, these dreams are crazy. I must be crazy. I must be possessed or something. No, I'm a precog. I have precognitive abilities. Apparently, I'm not crazy. I still sometimes wonder, maybe I'm just too smart. Maybe I'm just too smart, and these doctors don't know what to do because I know what to say. Mm-mm, nope. I understand enough to know um, crazy people don't seek help like that. They don't. They don't do that. They don't self identify. Right. So, a lot of what's happening, it stems from the fact that you're being placed in a situation that helps you to better surrender to the will of soul. And whatever it is that you're better surrendering to, it's going to help correct your inability or lack of willingness to walk your truth. You have to walk your truth. You have to be who you are. A lot of that cognitive dissonance naturally resolved when I began to just accept, like, I'm different and that's okay. I'm not sick. I'm not crazy. I'm not demonic. I'm not any of those things. Right? I'm not. I'm not any of those things. When you begin to accept yourself, you absolutely dilate these pathways for all of this information, all of the instruction, all of the activation of abilities that are necessary for this part of your journey. It starts to flood through. A major surprise works in your favor. There is something that is going to happen, or it's already happening. It is something that is very difficult for you to grasp right now. And it probably feels like whatever is happening is just further illustrating how you suck. You don't suck. You just think you do because you still have an expectation of life and of others that is rooted in a very distorted, very, very, very distorted perception of what you deserve. See, here's the thing. If you want a cookie cutter life so badly, and you keep not having a cookie cutter life, and you start to believe like, oh, it's because I'm bad, it's my karma, oh my god, life is punishing me, soul is punishing me, oh my goodness, I'm horrible, um yeah, I don't think things are going to work out very well for you, not because soul doesn't want you to have, but because you are so focused on convincing yourself that you're a failure at life, right? So there were always these major surprises that happened to me, for me in life. Um, Based in my culture alone, because my culture is very heavily of the mindset that to be worthy, to have some type of value within society, you need to have at least one college degree. I come from a culture that is heavily emphatic about college degrees, right? So I don't have a college degree. I don't. I don't. A major surprise works in your favor. So every single time that I would become hyper fixated on earning that college degree, um, I would end up finding out that I'm pregnant. Uh-huh. Yes. And so literally every time. And I would finish off the semester and just be like, "All right, I'm going to take a break because I'm totally the type of mother that when I have a child, um the first 2 years of my child's life is dedicated strictly to them. I wear my babies. I put them in a tribal um baby holder. Not like a papoose, but it's just a cloth. Um, I use specifically a Moby wrap because that's all that was available back then. And I would wear them nonstop, nonstop. The only time I would take them out of that is when I would sleep beside them. And so my entire existence is really wrapped up in my children. It just is. And I love it. I love it. And so every single time that I would have this, and I'm going to call it a cockamaniac idea. Every single time I would have this cockamaniac idea, um, that I needed to finish college so that people would understand that I have value, that I'm not, a failure. Um, I would have to do that again. I would find out that I'm pregnant. I would have to just finish off the semester and then wait another 2, 3 years before I could consider taking classes again. Right? Major surprise works in your favor. I was never meant to finish college. It's not for a lack of ability or capacity. Because till now, I go ahead and I audit Ivy League college classes. I audit them for personal learning. Just because I'm fucking weird like that. I'm serious. I just do. Like right now, I'm currently enrolled in Harvard's neuroscience program. I'm still working it out just because I feel like it. I like to learn. What? But that was a thing because the end goal was to be a doctor. That was the end goal. I'm absolutely aware. I have the capacity to successfully complete any medical program, complete a residency. I have the capacity to do that easily. That's my shit, yo. That's my shit. I fucking love anatomy, physiology, biology. I love all that shit. That's my shit. It's my crack. Okay, I shouldn't joke around like that. But anyways, the whole thing is that I would have wasted my time, my energy, my resources trying to earn a degree that was never part of my path, my destined path. Now, everything that's happened in my life, everything that I've experienced, everything that I've learned is a part of my destiny. So, what does that mean? Well, you can't be a medical intuitive if you don't have any type of medical inclination. Hello. 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 Right? Exactly. I wasn't meant to go to medical school. That was not my destiny. I was meant to gather all of that basic information so that I could assist people and when necessary, so that I could go ahead and reprogram the standing scalar waves that will go ahead and correct the symptomatic presentation, physiological symptomatic presentation of an energetic circumstance. Yeah. I have no college degree. I have no certificates. I have no none of that. I'm just a stay-at-home mom. And that's not me degrading myself. That's the highest degree of achievement I will ever achieve in this life. People think like, "Oh my god, you're so humble. You're not just a stay-at-home mom." There's nothing I can do or achieve that will ever trump being a mother. Like, if the world was different. Mm, mm. If the world was different, I would introduce all of you to all my children, and you would understand. I wouldn't have to explain. You would just understand, like, holy fucking shit. No wonder you say being a mom is your greatest achievement ever. But again, the world is the way it is. And my children are not lambs for slaughter. So they will remain hidden and protected and shielded until they are ready to stand in their own power. Watch out, world. I just feel so strongly how much of a gift my children are for the world. I just feel that so strongly. So strongly. And even with that, carrying forward, I needed to have all that information. I needed to have all of that official medical information to be able to begin to cultivate the ways in which my ability to interlace what seems to be opposing polarities, modalities, into a singular, unified approach for whole being wellness on all levels. On all levels, right? So, some would think that I didn't achieve anything that I needed to achieve because I don't have a college degree. No, I'm still consistently achieving the things that I am destined to achieve without any governing body validating me. Your worth is not tied to other people's perceptions and validation. Yes, it helps when there are those who validate you, those who can call you out for the greatness that you are. That helps. It does. But that is not what your worth is contingent on. Your self worth is tied to you. Again, me, stay at home mom, no degree, no nothing, right? Uneducated as defined by society. The very first visit for my brother's cardiac specialist after he was released from the hospital with end stage heart failure, 7% ejection fraction rate. They gave him 3 days to 3 weeks to live. And I provided them with such a complete daily medical record of all of his vital signs. I even purchased, I know it's fucking crazy. I purchased an FDA approved EKG reader. Mhm. And I was able to show his specialist and track the progression. And as a matter of fact, I presented a working medical hypothesis. Um, I was hypothesizing that based on the symptomatic presentation and my awareness of our genetic predisposition. We have MTHFR multi-gene mutation, potentiality for Ehlers-Danlos within him. I have it. Um, and I presented a very solid argument that I believe this patient has Takotsubo cardiomyopathy, a very excessive, advanced form of Takotsubo cardiomyopathy. Doctor was like, are Are you in medical school? I was like, no, I just like to read. I like to read. Pair that awareness with my highly developed skills in morphogenetic recodement or a spectra bioregenesis, my awareness of previous life abilities that Michael says to use the word because it's appropriate, messianic in nature. He no longer has heart failure. His ejection fraction rate bumped up. His enlarged left ventricle completely normal. No thickening, no nothing. Everything reversed. Everything reversed. He was actually complaining to me the other day, like they're trying to dismiss him. They're trying to dismiss him from the cardiac clinic. And I was like, bro, you're like not fucking dying anymore. Okay. Because I know, but I was like, no, 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 no. You gotta let that go. You just gotta let that go already. Right? You have no idea what a gift you are to the world until you begin to accept yourself as you are. All your little quirks. So many people had me convinced that I'm just fucking crazy. I'm crazy and I read too much and that it's a problem. Yeah. Let me flex a little bit. Ask the thousands of people that I've helped, medically helped. Ask the people whose conditions are resolved. Ask the people who doctors have given up on and they came to me as a last resort. Ask them if I'm full of shit. Ask them if I'm crazy. I'm just saying. If you want to know who to ask, I don't know. I don't keep a spreadsheet. I just don't. I'm just like, you need help? Let me help you. Shit, what's going on? Okay, well, you got to do this, this, and this. Are you willing to do that? Yeah. Oh, shit, you'll resolve it. Don't worry. I'll help you. I'll help you. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. And then they're fine. And I'm like, good. Have a good life. All right, next. Next. No, I don't keep records of any of these things. Tommy. Hi. Tommy says, you helped me for sure. If you want to share publicly what I helped you with, because honestly, I don't even remember anymore. I don't remember anymore. I'm just like, I'm glad it helped. Whatever I did, I'm glad it helped. If you want to share what I helped you with, if you've had a medical condition and you want to share with the world how that was resolved, go ahead. I'll put you on screen. Go ahead. I used to be of the mindset like, no, don't tell anybody. I don't want people to think I'm weird. I'm now of the mindset, let them think I'm weird. They've always thought I was weird, but at least they'll understand the gravity of how powerful my weirdness is, right? And when I say the gravity of how powerful my weirdness is, I mean just how perfectly calibrated I am to help. To help. That's all I want to do is help, right? You guys are so freaking sweet. Oh my God. You guys are going to make me cry. Maybe I shouldn't have invited you guys to write stuff because you're going to make me cry. Oh my gosh. Dimmy, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. And then Ocean Soul. I don't know that I can claim to have healed you, but I did definitely give you the tools to heal yourself, right? To heal yourself, to allow yourself to feel so empowered, so supported, to allow your belief in me to suspend your disbelief in yourself. You know? I'm just saying. And yes, I'm a mama bear for everyone. It's kind of embarrassing actually. She's the most authentic person there is, always ready to help and support. She even checks in on us. I do. I do. I don't know. I need to I'm trying to remind myself to stay in my lane, but sometimes it's like, "Hey, you could totally block me. Are you okay though? I just want to make sure you're okay." Right? Ah, my gosh. I don't even remember these things until you guys remind me because to me it's kind of just like, it is what it is. If I can help, then I'll help, right? If I can help, then I'll help. Um Oh, I love that. I really feel so fortunate to have come across you. I don't know how it happened. I'm so grateful. I don't care what you think, but I call you my most unexpected soul friend. Oh. You guys, whatever these unexpected things are, think of it, okay? Think of it. Um, you were going through something. What I mean when I say think of it, I think you're in my head. Think of the way you found me. If I have positively affected your life, think of when you found me. Was everything good? Or was everything going to shit? And that's why you were looking for something outside of yourself. And then suddenly, boop, I just popped up. I just popped up. Like, who the hell is this girl? She's so fucking weird. But wait, what is she talking about? Ooh, why does she seem familiar? Oh my God, why do I feel her energy? Right? For most people, that's how they experience me for the first few times. It's a let's be real. um it is not uncommon for people to find me for the first time and be like, why is she so fucking weird? It just is part of my charm. It's part of my charm. Just accept it. Let it happen. No, I'm joking. I'm totally joking about that. But yeah, you guys are all talking about like things were going to shit. Yeah, they probably were. And they needed to be in that really bad state to break down all of your defenses when it comes to rejecting what your soul wants you to know. Something magical, like ridiculously powerful, happens when you go through those really, really, really difficult times. Times where you feel like you're losing yourself, times where you feel like life is just absolutely bullshit. Why the hell am I still here? Because you're needed. Don't go down that road. You're here because you're needed. And then comes the next thought of, well, if I have to be here, I need help. I need to understand. I need blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then go find this little ass girl on YouTube. That's why you found me. Because you set that intention. You said, soul, turn this shit around. I can't take no more. And then soul was like, find this little ass girl. She gonna be weird, but she gonna stand out. You're gonna know when you find her because ain't nobody do weird like she do. She's gonna feel familiar, but she might also feel scary because there's something about her that makes you feel like she can see past all of your bullshit down to the core of you, that you can't hide anything from her. I promise y'all, I'm not looking. Ew, I'm not a perv in that way. I'm a perv towards my husband, but not towards other people. Ew, I'm not looking. Right? That's what most people are going through. That's the process. And I'm here and you can feel like I see through you. I see the truth of you. And yet I'm not rejecting you. It takes a lot for me to reject someone. You got to be on a whole nother level of straight up fucking demon whore for me to reject you. Eh, I'm going to be always honest. Absolutely. There are a handful of people I'm just like, no, be gone. I'm not playing with you. Be fucking gone. I'm not joking. Right? Because no, all of y'all are in a space of vulnerability, and this space is sacred. It needs to remain safe for you as you are in the process of developing your roots and blossoming. That's why I'm like that. Anyone who knows me in real life knows I'm tolerant as fuck. You could be the most annoying person and people will talk shit about you to me and be like, that's not nice. That's not true. Stop. Give them a chance. Knowing damn well you fucking demonic. And I'm just like, we can help you. Why am I like this? Because I'm loving. That's why. But in this space, no. You want to be disruptive, you want to be parasitic, you want to be demonic, you can be the fuck gone. This is not the place to do that shit. It is not the place. There are all these other people who are in spaces of vulnerability. You are not the only one going through shit. This is not going to be the you show. This is a community. This is a space that I will always go out of my way to cultivate and ensure the sacredness is kept intact. It was hilarious. There was this video that I came across. I sent it to my sister-in-law. And it was like Martin Lawrence. He's walking into a courtroom. He's like, and he sits down. Everyone in the courtroom's like, and then the graphics say, I'm the sibling that everyone calls when shit needs to get done. And I sent it to my sister-in-law, and I'm like cracking up because it's hilarious, right? I wasn't saying it was me. I just sent it to her with hella laughing emojis. And her response, oh my God, that is absolutely you. That's totally you. Like, no, when things need to be done, they are getting done because that's how I am. That is how I am. And so when you're presented to me by your soul, you need to know beyond any doubt that might fester deep in your core. By the time you find me, your life is being prepared to change. That's part of my purpose. To get you so riled up within yourself that you're like, fuck this shit. I'm not doing that no more. Now it's time for me to love myself. Now it's time for me to decide healthy things for myself. Now it's time for me to see how powerful I am over myself, my life, my journey. Absolutely, it's time. It is time. That's why you find me. You find me when it's time. So you look back and think of how you found me. Think of when you found me. And shit was going down. Shit was hitting the fan. And then something happened. There was a major surprise that ended up working in your favor. You allowed yourself to develop an awareness of your power over your own life, of how you don't have to do what everyone tells you you have to do. You can weigh out your options. You can see for yourself what you feel is the best thing for you. I don't even have your answers, yo. I just know, no, you're not here to be a follower. I know that for damn sure. You are not here to be a follower. No, I don't have followers. I have community. I have people who are in varying degrees of spaces of awareness of how powerful they are over themselves. Some members of our community need a little bit more time to accept that they are powerful. They need us to hold more space for them for a little bit longer. Other members of our community are ready. You're ready to take your rightful place. You're encouraging others. You're empowering others. You're highly supportive. It's beautiful. Have you guys noticed how our community is? It's unlike any other community online. It's not just a group of people who believe the same thing. Oh, it's a group of people who have the courage to hold space for those who don't yet have the courage. As a matter of fact, we don't all believe the same thing. And yet here we are, a powerful ass community. A major surprise works in your favor. You guys, so I've been working on my book, right? Emmy-isms. I'm going to start with Emmy-isms. These are quotes from all sorts of different things. These are quotes from all sorts of different things. Relax. Hold on. Let me open it because I need to find a quote. Hold on. Um, okay, I can't find it there, but let me see. All of these quotes, I'm just like, let's see. Where is it? It was so like something. Okay. I don't know where it is. Oh, it might be this. No. I'm not gonna find it. There's hundreds of quotes. um, oh, here. Here's a thing I learned for myself. Once I stopped chasing a community, my energy was used by God to custom create one that revolves around my growth and my needs. The people who surround me these days are literally amazing and such genuine reflections of the best parts of me. Ooh. Mm. Mm. Ooh. 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 Let me read that again. Here's a thing I learned for myself. Once I stopped chasing a community, my energy was used by God to custom create one that revolves around my growth and my needs. The people who surround me these days are literally amazing and such genuine reflections of the best parts of me. Mm. Oh, my God. My God. And this one is super profound. I am this space. I am the space that I occupy. Whether I want to say you are drawn to me or this space, they are one and the same because I stand in a place of power, personal power over myself. That means I own this space I occupy. I decide what is allowed into this space that I own. It all begins with me taking ownership of the space that I occupy. When was the last time you owned the space that you live in? When was the last time? Was there even a last time? Has there been a first time? Have you ever allowed yourself to own the space that is yours? A major surprise works in your favor. Whatever that surprise is. Mm, 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 mm. It's going to work in your favor. It's going to work in your favor. It's absolutely going to work in your favor. Work in your favor to the degree that you've never experienced. It's just, sometimes you have to live the story before you can tell it. I'm telling you, these quotes. I'm like, who talks like this? Who says these things? I'm serious. I was reading the quotes and I was like, who talks like this? Who says stuff like this? Because I don't think it's me. I don't know who it is, but I don't think it's me. These are profound. I don't think I'm that profound. Like, what if the reason you went through the struggle is because your fear had to be humbled? Yeah. And the final one, I'm no longer allowing myself to simply exist and hoping that people will give me permission to. I am done in existing in some apologetic manner. I am done just existing. Everything I do now must mean something and add to the healing and growth of others as well as my own growth and healing. I definitely don't see myself the way you guys see me. I already know that for sure. And I don't know why. I don't see what you see. But I do know that even if I don't see what you see, my value, my worth, my purpose, it remains intact, intact in such a way that leaves it undistorted. And I'm able to say that because I trust. I trust in soul. I trust in my soul. I trust it to never put me in harm's way. I trust it to never betray me. I trust it to always put my needs at the forefront of every decision it makes for me. I think if you develop a trust for soul to that degree, very powerful things will happen for you. A major surprise works in your favor. You're in this space of being depleted because you're focused simply on preservation. You need to do more than just preserve yourself. Because when you're focused on simply preserving that which is already decaying, and there is a richness in the decay, you then give up your ability to create alchemical change. What you need right now is clarity. Be very, very clear about what it is you're trying to do. As you increase your clarity of your objective, you will oftentimes become aware of the ways in which you are not as productive as you are capable of being. You are not as productive, as efficient as you need to be to bring to fruition the goodness that has been promised to you by soul. These things will not just be drawn to you. Magnetism in reverse. These things will not just be drawn to you. You have to cultivate it. You have to evoke. You have to invoke and evoke. You have to be the creator of your space, the creator of your experiences. Stepping into that place of power is hard for many people because of the fact that when you begin to accept you are the creator of every circumstance and experience, that means you are responsible even for the bad things that happen. Don't get lost in that space that causes you to avoid. One step further from that particular thought brings you into a powerful understanding of not only are you responsible for every negative thing you've experienced, you are also powerfully responsible for all the beauty you've created for yourself, for others, the ways in which you have positively affected other people's lives, like things you don't even realize about yourself. I am absolutely aware there is so much I do not realize about myself. This is not me playing humble. This is me not understanding, genuinely not understanding. Because what you guys receive as powerful, profound messages, I perceive as there I go. I'm being fucking intense again. I'm being so intense. This is going to turn people off. It's going to make people think I'm crazy. It's going to make people see me as aggressive. And I don't want people to know that I'm capable of that. And it's like, no, that whole thought process. No, no more. I am however I am. And if people cannot see that I am speaking with passion, not aggression, that is not for me to correct. That is not for me to take time out of my delivery to explain. Like, no, no more. People will understand the passion I have within me when they are ready to understand. And there is nothing that I can explain or do that can further their process until they are ready. Right? Right. Ready, but waiting. No. That last part, ready, but waiting. No, this is the message. Ready. You're ready. You are ready. You have your hands around your peace. You are properly dressed for inclement weather. For emotional winters, you are properly dressed. You are not at risk of freezing yourself out. You have your hand on your peace. Mm. Hold on, there's a quote. Hold on. Garments of grace. Mm. Here, Proverbs 31. Just just hear this. She's clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. Her clothes are well made and elegant, and she always faces tomorrow with a smile. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she can laugh at the time to come. Yeah. Proverbs 31, verse 25. And it brings me to tears because as I was creating the program for my mother's services, both my mother and soul instructed me to find that verse in the Bible, Proverbs 31, verse 25. And I thought it was this thing of making sure to use this living word to communicate to all who came to her services that regardless of everything, in the end, she's clothed with dignity, strength, and grace, and that she is to enter into the next part of her existence wearing that. And in this moment, finding that verse, I realize now It was never for her program printout. It wasn't for her printout. No. They were telling me that I'm dressed for the part. That I am dressed for whatever part that I am to play in my life and in the lives of others. That I am clothed with strength and dignity. And I laugh without fear of the future. Mm. Michael says, and here you thought you were dressed as a common person. And the reason you saw your wardrobe of dignity, grace, and strength as a wardrobe of common people is because, first and foremost, you believe all should be dressed in robes of dignity, grace, and compassion, stitched together with strength. And secondly, the truth of my robe is something so far profound, so regal in its actual nature, that to compare it to anything else would be to make everything else seem casual and commonplace. And that I still lack an understanding. He's talking to me right now. I still lack an understanding of the fact that Creator itself wove the fabric with its hands, sewed every piece to fit just me, and that my wardrobe is waiting for me to put it on. There's a lot shifting. There is a lot shifting. The world has to be allowed to change in order to better receive the promises that were made. Mm. The world has to be allowed to change in order to properly receive the promises that were made. This is why the world has to change. Not because sociopaths are creating problems. And it's not that they aren't. They absolutely are. What some do in darkness is allowed to further the light. Michael often tells me that. What some do in darkness is allowed to further the light. Dependability in reverse. So long as you remain upside down in the way that you see yourself, you will never be able to depend on yourself. And if you cannot depend on yourself, then you will not be prepared for others to depend on you. People are waiting. People that you don't even know exist yet. They're waiting for you to step into your rightful place. This major surprise, it works in your favor, because working in your favor helps to fulfill the needs of people you promised to fulfill the needs of. Yeah. Everything is currently in limbo. You haven't decided, so your abundance is in limbo. You haven't decided, so the royal cannot yet return. You haven't decided, so now you're upside down in your perception of your warrior heart, your warrior spirit. That is not the end state. You are going through a metamorphosis. And in this metamorphosis, you will intrinsically perform shadow work. And as you perform this shadow work and become destabilized, as you do this shadow work and enter into spaces of vulnerability because you are leveling up in your understanding of yourself, you don't have to be afraid. You are protected. A major surprise works in your favor. You are protected and have always been protected. The ancestors are being awoken and asked to add to your defense. I've lived so many lives. Michael reminds me of this one time a couple years ago. There was a person that was very malignant, so dark, wanted to cause actual harm. And I escaped their clutches. They couldn't access me. And so what they tried to do was every time I was live streaming, it was increasing in intensity. They were doing dark magic, attempting to do it on me while I was live. I ignored most of it until finally one day I sensed that they were sacrificing animals and I had had enough. And that was the day a portion of my ancestors were awoken. And so I shared on the live stream. There's a reason I'm not afraid. And everything you're doing is being witnessed, not by my community, but by my ancestors. And it would behoove you to know the ancestors that have been awoken in my defense. They are powerful Haitian practitioners. If y'all are going to be dabbling in the world of magic, there's one thing you need to know. Never fuck with Haitian magic. It will trump everything you try. That comes from a depth. And that was the day they stopped fucking around. And that was all I had to say. You've awoken my Haitian ancestors, and they are preparing the war you have begged for. I've lived many lives. many, many, many lives. And I never task my ancestors to do anything for me. I just don't. I don't ask them for favors. I don't sick them on people. I think what happened was soul had had enough. And I was too lenient. I was too tolerant. And so soul said, I will give you what you want. And you will not win. So now, more ancestors are being awoken. This is major. A major surprise works in your favor. Nearly every lifetime I've lived, if I wasn't a general of a war, a general on the winning side, I was in a quiet space of spiritual work, from the Druids to Kemet, to all the nations across the Americas, North, Central, and South, Aboriginal peoples. I've lived so many lives. I am not something to play with. If more of my ancestors are being awoken, when they awaken, when your ancestors are awoken by soul, it dilates the pathways that give you access to the knowledge and the power of your people. Why do you think the true identity of the African Americans who were put into slavery was taken from them? If you do not know who your people are, you will struggle to connect to their power. Your ancestors are being awoken. They're being awoken by your soul. When they are awoken in that way, you don't need to know who they are. They already know who you are. And the knowledge of your people will be gifted back to you. Your access to the power and abilities of your people will be gifted back to you. Do you understand the gravity of what this means? A major surprise works in your favor. For those that this applies to, this means someone tried to access your energy. Something tried to access you in a way that is not sanctioned by soul. Rules of engagement have been triggered. What does that mean? That means war has been declared. And your ancestors are preparing. Your success is guaranteed. Your success is guaranteed. This assistance will come from a new dimension. Whatever is trying you, that was such a gross miscalculation. This is the ultimate fuck around and find out, and you miscalculated, so you's about to find out. Not you, them. Oh shit. Ooh, it's a lot of energy. It's a lot of energy. Holy moly. Ooh, across my whole scalp. It's tingling everywhere. Hashtag claim. Hashtag claim. Hashtag claim. Remember, I set aside a small stack of cards to further clarify, right? Someone disrespected your space. Something disrespected your sovereignty. So, you know what? Ancestors were incubating. This was already being factored in. Shit. It was already being factored in. This is especially a message for those of us who do not put people in their place, for those of us who allow people to get away with so much. Your soul already factored that in, that you were going to turn the other way, that you were going to turn the other cheek, have compassion, have grace, forgive something that is unforgivable. Ooh, ooh, soul was percolating quite a few of your ancestors. I don't think it's from just one lineage. I don't think it's from just one lineage. Woo. You will not need to rebirth yourself. You are going to continue forward in your same form. This is not something that soul is going to allow to continue any further. Everything is being shifted. So the appropriate players, the appropriate team members, the people who have the capacity, the intensity, the passion, the knowledge, the capacity, they are being brought directly across your path. They are your guardians. You are being given guardians in human form and energetic. Human form, energetic, ancestral. Mm. 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 Whatever these things, these people, whatever it is, whoever it is, they're being absolutely ripped out by the roots. By the roots. They're being yanked out of your soil, your garden. They are being weeded out. They did not take into accountability that you are a high priest or priestess. And now that you are taking responsibility for your journey, the ancestors you had once banished because you were afraid, the energies, the guardians, everything that you once pushed away because you didn't think you deserved to be loved and supported and provided for. Baby boo. They're being allowed back in. They're being allowed back in. They're being allowed back in. Let it. Let them. These are your different forms that you have lived as. This is not something inorganic to you. You're not calling in aliens and angels and random ass shit you've heard online. No, 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 no. You are bringing in your ancestors from all of the lifetimes that you've lived. Ooh, Ooh. Woo! I'm saying. I'm saying. Hey, you medicine man, set me free and change my ways. Oh, oh, what do you say? Oh, oh, what do you say? Oh, oh, what do you say? Set me free and change my ways. Pick one, two, or three. One, two, or three. One, two, or three. Oh, oh, what do you say? Oh, oh, what do you say? Oh, oh, what do you say? Set me free and change my ways. Oh, okay. I'm telling y'all, shit's about to pop off. Pop off. Pop off, 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 off. Ooh, let's give it a second, yo. Mm, mm. Okay. What we're going to do, we're going to start with number 2. Ooh, card number 31. For those who chose card 2, here we go. Card number 31, 7th house partners. Marriage is neither heaven nor hell, it is simply purgatory. Bindings, whether emotional and domestic, or lawful and what is right or permissible, are indicated now. Oh, fucking shit. Oh, ooh. Wait. For those who pick number 2, okay? Baby cakes. Baby cakes. Am I understanding this properly? Yes. So there are things needing to be bound. Yes. Are the things needing to be bound perpetually malignant? Yes. Is now a time for compassion and grace? No. Is there a risk of losing yourself in the shadows? Yes. Will not binding cause you to lose sight of who you are? Yes. Is this binding unnecessary? No. Is this binding necessary? Yes. Am I supposed to do this binding? Yes. So things are wildly out of control. A binding is a type of magical process that constricts, it binds. Um, uh, do I need to do that right now in this live stream? No. Does this affect me personally? Yes. Will this binding require convergence? Yes. Is this binding rough? Yes. Is this binding necessary for Tukrat? Yes. Shit. Oh, shit. Um, so, um, give me 1 second, guys. I was planning on just being off this weekend because so much energy, just really a lot of like emotional destabilization, just, traumas needing to be processed and things like that. Give me 1 second. It's a lot of energy. This is a lot. It's like, it's making it hard to breathe, even. Okay, so, what I need to do, I'm going to put a QR code up on the screen. Um, um, okay. Okay. Um, so, God, I'm having anxiety. All right. This is a very high level type of energetic work. Damn, it is fucking intense. All right, I just added that. Let me hold on, guys. So I'm gonna be live this weekend. I'm gonna be live probably Sunday. Just gotta check the date. It's Sunday. Sunday's the 5th. Probably Sunday. And I'm going to be doing an activation. It's called the ORF malignancy binding. If you want to have this, let me go ahead and put this on the screen. God. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It has to do with all of your potentialities and the potentialities that arise from those potentialities. Oh my God. It's hard to breathe. It's literally hard to breathe. The frequency is going so high. Here is the protection Tea Party QR code. And the name of the activation that I'm talking about is the ORF malignancy binding. Those who selected card number 2, this is a very specific message. Okay. If you're drawn to number 2, there's a high likelihood that you should consider the ORF malignancy binding. Those who selected card number 2 have a very high likelihood of an extremely elevated life purpose. Everything that's being shifted right now is to position you in such a way where your purpose is left unrestricted. There's no blockages, there's no nothing. You all can consider it, Demi. It's open to everyone, but there's an even higher, I guess you could say, potential need for people who are already drawn to card number 2, because those are the people. The reason this message is the way it is, you have a very elevated soul purpose. That means whatever happens with your journey, it will affect many, many, many people. You are an activator. You are a catalyst. Why were you brought across my path? Because part of my intrinsic purpose, without even trying, is a catalytic accelerator. So as you cross my path, even if I'm just messing around singing and just like whatever, I have this overlay of frequency on my throat. All catalytic amplifiers have the overlay of frequency on your throat. Anytime you listen to me, even if I'm just messing around, you are being exposed to frequencies that, if your soul allows, it will override and repattern the distortions in your template. That's why you feel so empowered listening to me. That's why life begins to change as you listen to me. That's why. Don't worry if you're drawn to card number 2, regardless of whatever card you first chose or whatever card you hashtagged, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is open to everyone. But those who were drawn to number 2, those who selected number 2, you need to be careful during this period. You need a lot of assistance right now energetically. There are a lot of things that are being stacked up to try and topple over you. Fuck that shit. No. You're here right now hearing this, being moved, affected by this. Why? Because your girl is charged the fuck up. I will not allow that. Let me tell you, when I'm in mama bear mode, I literally give 0 fucks. You will not be touching my bear cub. I don't give a shit if I birthed you or not. You are not going to be touching someone I am entrusted to protect. There's been a lot of attempts to drain. As of late, there's been so many attempts to drain, to destabilize. A lot of parasitic things are facilitating the release of trapped miasma. These are like um, karmic loads. Sometimes it's miasma formed in this lifetime. And what that means is it's earlier life traumas that are being allowed to rush back up. And it's being allowed to rush back up to fuck you up in your head, to get you like, oh my God, that's fine. That's fine. Feel whatever you feel. Give yourself permission. Feel it. And then let it go. It works in your favor. Why? Because this is stuff that's been clogging your path. They're doing all this shit to fuck you up in your head. And if you're allowing yourself to feel it, like, damn, yeah, that was a really fucked up time in my life. That was, but, I got past it. It made me feel some kind of way. I got past it. I survived it. I got through it. I'm still a good person. I still love people. I still want to help. How's that going to fuck you up? It's not. If you hold on to it, if you ignore it, if you try and pretend that you are okay with it, but you're not, that's going to fuck you up. That's going to fuck you up real bad. Don't do that. So all you have to do, acknowledge, yeah, you know what? I was poorly treated. Yeah, that was a messed up situation. But also, yeah, it really helped me to see how strong I actually am. I got through that. I learned so much about that. I learned about myself. So, yeah, all of these things, y'all are not imagining it. For me, it's been going on for maybe 2-3 weeks at this point. I'm fucking over it. I just am. You know what I mean? I just am. So, bindings, whether emotional and domestic or lawful and what is right or permissible, are indicated now. The seventh house is the area of the chart that represents the other, since it is opposed to the first house of the self. So, I think for some, the other might be, a life partner. But I also think for quite a few of you, the other is what opposes you, right? Um, so traditionally, it's been thought to be the house of marriage and marriage partners. And although this may still be the primary meaning, the other can also include friends and family and peer groups, friends and family from previous lifetimes as well. Okay. Also on a soul level. So it can mean significant others such as coworkers, the counterpart to you. A counterpart could be a twin. A counterpart can be the antithesis of you, the opposing polarity of your essence, something that's positioned in opposition to you. So it can mean so many different things. This card, this energy, it governs fairness, balance, and the law. It's also the house of open enemies. See what the fuck I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Oh my God, you guys. When this card presents itself in a reading, it usually means one of two things: either issues dealing with partners or significant others, or court cases and legal issues. The card itself is neutral, much like the actual seventh house, which strives for balance. So the surrounding cards will indicate the basic meaning, whether positive or negative or something in between. And someone is thinking that I'm full of shit. I'm just making this up. No, I'm reading. I'm not illiterate. I'm actually reading verbatim. It also is a house of open enemies. Okay. So you probably don't know me very well. I don't need to lie or hype shit up. Next time, have some courage to actually put in the comments, or else you look like a coward. So, let's see. So this could be an implication that a connection is slowly dissolving or fading. Um, and that could be that whatever was trying to suction energy and potentiality out of you, that's being dissolved by soul. Potentially, that's a potential meaning. And then it says misinformation or lying could be a part of it. Ooh, someone might be lying on you. If the card is referring to a court case or legal issue, it's not a good time for that. The end result may not be what is hoped for, or one that might drag on, again, ending over time in a dissolving way with no real closure. So if this is someone who, if this is, I feel like this has to do with someone who has this mindset of like, oh, they're gonna F you over, that they have it in the bag. It's not gonna end in the way they think. I don't believe that message is for you. Who did I address? I was addressing someone who was too cowardly to comment. They haven't commented at all on this live stream. Yeah. Oh, I learned sign language. You know what that means? It means motherfucker. I'm just saying. Let's see. This could also be indicative of power struggles that are happening. Um, and even ruthlessness. That ruthlessness might figure in. That's because whoever is trying to do wrong to you, they're growing very, very desperate. There could be issues of domination and control with these two cards. This could apply to partnerships and legal rulings. Um, Venus or Libra would sweeten it up. Let's see. Um, so there's a potentiality that this could denote coming out well in a financial or at least a material way in a court case. Um, on a mundane level, this card can mean an engagement, a marriage, or a relationship moving to the next level. As in a partnership becoming more settled and gaining maturity. It can also imply getting ready for a more serious relationship. In the case of dysfunctional or unhealthy relationships, you can look to surrounding cards to see if they will fare, how they will fare in the near future. While unhealthy relationships are being banished and you are stepping into your actual power. So justice will be served. That's a feeling that I'm being given. Justice will be served. Rivals, open enemies, courts, lawsuits, the other person. Yeah. Signing contracts, law, legalities, attorneys, legal help, court cases, a fair outcome, justice. Mhm. Becoming whole through others. Ooh, the reason behind a partnership, weighing and balancing. Beautiful. Beautiful. Those who opted for card number 2, um, hang in there, because this is heavily challenging you and your perception of yourself, challenging your perception of how things will play out. There's this low grade feeling that you consistently have where you feel like nothing will ever pan out in your favor. Not true. Not true. Stop thinking that way. Okay. Stop thinking that way. So let's go with card number 1. If you chose card number 1, let's see. If you chose #1, here we go. Card number 51. Mercury retrograde, reinvention. Mishaps are like knives that either serve us or cut us as we grasp them by the blade or by the handle. So this is all about how you are handling things. What are you grabbing onto, the cutting edge or the handle, right? To grab onto the cutting edge is to imply or to illustrate that you are not intentionally utilizing the tools that soul is giving you in the appropriate way, in the way they were designed to be used. So you need to begin doing that. Okay. Grabbing it by the handle means you're listening to soul. You are using opportunities in the way they're designed to be used. So the potentiality of harm coming to you is greatly diminished. Mercury retrograde is regarded as a time when things tend to go wrong. In actuality, it marks a 3.5 week period where any important actions should be postponed. So, this is about not rushing. Do not rush. Hi, Adam. About 3 or 4 times a year, Mercury goes through a motion called retrograde, which means to go back or retreat. But although Mercury, the planet of slippery wit, fluency, and adaptability, this inner planet so close to the sun appears to be going backwards. It's not. The retrograde movement of the planet is just an illusion because the Earth is orbiting the sun at a different speed than Mercury. So it might seem as though it might seem as though you're not progressing, that you're going backwards. It's okay. It's okay. You're not actually going backwards. It just seems like you are, right? Um, Mercury isn't a predictable planet going along its normal direct path, anyways. But once it goes retrograde, it's akin to trying to drive a car backwards. All things ruled by Mercury suddenly begin to wobble and go off kilter. However, if you're a writer, when Mercury is retrograde, it's a perfect time to revise your writings, right? It's like the perfect time to revise your writings. Mercury is a counterpart of Hermes, the Greek Olympian god, the sly trickster, who's not only big on pranks, but also on false moves. He's a god of transitions, roads, and boundaries. The very name Hermes has to do with speech. It implies he's a translator. So you're going to need to translate something. There is an event that's being presented in such a way that's not in the language you normally speak. And I don't mean that literally. It could be a love language, it could be a connection language, so many different types of communication, right? Let's see. When that information comes to us wrongly because of Mercury's unpredictable retrograde motion, nothing seems to go right. So you have to be careful about misinterpreting someone else's actions and words, misinterpreting because you're viewing it through the filter of your own traumas. When this card comes up in a reading, back up all of your equipment, your computers, cell phones, and address book, and anything to do with technology or mechanics. Electrical appliances might need to be returned. Okay, let's see. You will want to carefully go over any contract you sign and check any email or letter you send. If you are about to leave on a trip, leave early because you must expect unusual delays to occur. And make sure you have clothing for all types of weather because the temperature and conditions are likely to change. So, mundane matters aside, retrograde planets are said to be more empathic, and that means that strangely, we are more silently and internally keyed into their energies. This causes unusual and fated meetings and occurrences to happen. So we're bringing in destiny again. Okay, it's an unusual thing. It's an unexpected thing, but it's definitely a destined thing. You may meet up with someone you haven't seen in years at a most unexpected place. You may have a conversation with someone with whom you only have a superficial relationship with, when suddenly you connect to that person, causing a much deeper report. If you are asking about the strengthening of a relationship, this is not a good time to get married, but it is an excellent time to renew your vows. It's not a good time to initiate a divorce or end a relationship, though, considering how soon Mercury moves forward again, because if you do, then the relationship will soon move forward again too. If you are feeling hopeless and worried that a relationship is never going to work, The Mercury retrograde card is actually a good one to turn up in a reading. It means there is more than what you know about the situation at the current time, and that the possibility of the relationship getting on its legs and moving ahead is very likely. It's also a fortuitous time to connect with a lover from the past. I don't know about that. It's a time to revise, reinvent, and renew. It's about glitches, screw ups, missed communications, and carelessness, misunderstandings, cancellations. This is an unfavorable time for explaining or solving arguments. It's a time for eruption of quarrels. Mhm. Difficulties reaching a decision, poor judgment. It's about fixing what is broken. Life slowing down, contemplation, changes, and unforeseen changes in schedules, revision, and reinvention. So there's a lot of different things happening for those who chose card number one. You have to use elevations in mindfulness, discernment, patience. Be very patient, okay? For those who chose card number three, second house, owning. Card number 26. Let's do this. All right. Second house, owning. Wealth is the ability to truly experience life. So you will own it. Card number three. You will own it. Think of what that could potentially mean. You will own it. The second house is about being grounded in the physical. It's the house of money, and it is about what you own and movable goods. The second house is about solid reality, creature comforts, lifestyle, and areas supported primarily in the physical realm. It is also the key to your power in the world, how you feel empowered and disempowered. Um, It's not always to do with money and possessions. It's about ownership of talents, maintaining comfortable shelter, living up to personal values and self esteem. It's also about what we decide to utilize or manifest in the physical realm, the desired result of which will always be quantifiable rewards, comfort, and also familial happiness. This is about keeping your eye on the prize. This is about staying focused on what your mission objective actually is. Okay. When this card turns up in a reading, it's time to concentrate on more practical issues. Okay. Um, it's time where you need to protect resources to manage those things you own in a mature and equitable way. When this card presents itself in a spread, it's about sowing seeds for a good harvest. Remember what I was saying earlier, sowing those seeds and allowing all of these malignant things that are being attempted on you to serve as the storm that waters your entire agricultural field, ensuring your harvest, right? There's a lot of things happening right now. It's time to build, accumulate, toil, and manage. You may be at a stage to take the beginning steps of opening your own business or embarking on a path that will not only enable you to realize your dreams, but could also make you a fortune in doing so. Meeting up with stubborn individuals or being unyielding yourself could also be an issue. It's important to stay the course, but also to be flexible when dealing with others, especially concerning goals or any financial matter. So don't become like so hell bent on a specific outcome that you end up negatively affecting the end result. Music, especially the human voice or issues concerning the voice box, may somehow figure in. No matter what your question or focus, money, earnings, and material assets will play a part. Usually, this is an extremely positive card, indicating significant financial rewards if you stay on your path and remain diligent and committed in all you do. Since the second house is ruled by Taurus, with patience, gradual advancement, and solid achievement is on its way. So, this is not going to be something fast, but you need to keep chipping away. Keep chipping away. You have to stay on track. The only warning is to be cautious where finances are concerned. It's possible if you come into money, you may meet some unscrupulous people who will work to take it from you. However, do consider the other cards in this spread in relation to your question. Yes, this is card number 3. Um, there are things that are trying to take your energy from you, your currency. That's the malignant stuff. So, card people who chose #2 and #3, you would greatly benefit from selecting the ORAF malignancy binding that is on the expedites list. Okay. The second house card um, can at times indicate stubbornness, slothfulness, and developments that come about slowly or seem to indicate an abundant harvest. Oh, wait. Um, or seem to drag. Sorry. The second house card can at times indicate stubbornness, slothfulness, and developments that come about slowly or seem to drag. You will not be able to rush things. In most instances, this card indicates an abundant harvest. If you continue to till the field, if you continue to tend to the seeds that you've sown, I fucking promise you this will pan out. This will pan out. But you have to have courage. You have to have courage. You have to. In most instances, this card indicates an abundant harvest. No matter how fast or delayed it may be, it will arrive. Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Can you pay my automobiles? And then, baby, we can chill. I don't think you do. So you and me are through. Ooh! I got a notification. It says, padding to get on your feet. It's unusual how we are expected to be on top of everything. After all, we're only human and something will get past us. So, would you welcome any support that could keep you on top? That's literally the notification that I just got. Read the final line. Oh, wait. No matter how fast or delayed it will be, it will arrive. It will arrive. It will arrive. Make that shit happen. Make it happen. Something is trying to induce tremendous amounts of fear in you to prevent it from arriving. It wants you to give up. It wants you to not fight for what is right for you. It wants you to give up. It wants you to give up on what is rightfully yours, on receiving justice. No, no, absolutely not. No, 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 no. Nope. Do not give up on yourself. Hang in there, mama. Your tribe is coming to help you soon. Don't be seduced by dark energy. Okay, I got to show you this. Can you pay my bills? Can you pay my telephone bills? Can you pay my automobiles? And then, baby, we can chill. I don't think you do. So you and me are through. This is a memory on Tiki Tack. Hang in there, mama. Your tribe is coming to help you soon. Don't be seduced by dark energy. Y'all, I'm not joking about these notifications coming in and reiterating the same message. For those that need it, look for the ORAF malignancy binder. Look for that on the QR code on the screen or the link that's been put in the comment. Hi, Suze. Y'all. Y'all. I just got another notification. Miss Joy Joy's been tripping out, right? It says kids who love their mamas will do their due diligence to protect their mamas by any means necessary. A. You guys, change is coming. Change is coming. All of this shifting that's happening, it's testing your resolve. It's testing your commitment to your mission objective. It is testing to the utmost degree. Testing. There's no reason you need to fail this test. Commit to yourself, commit to your growth. What needs to happen will happen. It will work out in your favor because you will make it work out in your favor. Not because you're forcing it, but because you are allowing yourself to receive all of the instruction from soul. And that alone is going to cause everything to unfold in such a way that will result in your favor. Okay? Trust. Trust in soul. Trust in its ability to provide for you. All right, guys. I am going to get going. If y'all can give this video a thumbs up, I would really appreciate that. God. I might go live tomorrow. No, I can't. Everything's going to work out. Everything is going to work out. And I will have, I'm probably going to go live during the day on Saturday rather than Sunday because I have to teach class. So Saturday during the day. If you would like to purchase an expedited request for the Protection Tea Party, click on the QR code or click on the link in the comments and it will take you straight there. I highly encourage all of you to consider the ORAF malignancy binding. ORAF malignancy binding. Okay. If you were not here during the part of the live stream where all of that came up, go back to it, rewatch this, and oh my God, the next part of your life is about to start. Damn. Wow. The next part of your life is about to start. Support it. Support your process. Don't just let it happen. Ensure that it happens. Do everything you can to ensure that it happens. Pathways are being dilated. Ancestors are being awoken. Your protection is there. It's time. It is time. It's also time for me to go. Please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I will see you guys again very, very soon. Bye, everyone.